I was just telling Vincent, so don't you feel it's very difficult to find a humble boomer?
Yeah.
It's so difficult, and they humble also. They humble brag one.
Yeah, the humble brag.
They'll be like, no lah, I give back to charity ma.
No, they'll say it louder. I give it back to charity, ma. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then you can get back good.
Tell you last time I don't have a lot of money,
Yeah.
but then I still
Rolling right in this era messy colors sudah
Selamat kembali ke Yamcha Session. Welcome back to Yamcha Sessions VFO VeryFastOne.
Hari ini apa diskusi?
Diskusi. Please expand MJ.
Boomers.
What?
Boomer.
Hari ini kita berbincang tentang boomer.
Apa itu?
So we give our honest and very balanced thoughts on people born between 1949 and 1964. I believe that is the boomer range.
Can you just Google boomer age?
Are your parents born in that era? Mine is.
Definitely. That is the sweet spot.
Yeah. So the typical Malaysian boomer, there you go. Oh, 46, not 49, sorry.
Wow. It's almost as if I was meant to see this, Both my parents born within that time frame.
So the typical characteristic of a boomer in Malaysia is usually someone who was a kid, probably 0 to 10 years old when May 13 happened. So either they have no memories or they have vague memories. So my dad is considered a slightly younger boomer, so he was pretty much
A kid.
Yeah, he roughly can remember. Whereas those who are teenagers during May 13 would remember more. So that's the Malaysian one. Other characteristics include probably the wealthiest generation in history.
Yeah, man.
They are the wealthiest generation in history.
That's why now they can brag.
History of Malaysia.
Of the world. They are what else?
The most arrogant, The most arrogant generation, I feel. More arrogant than the silent generation before them.
Yeah, I think they got the best roll of the
Entitlement.
dice.
Yeah, I think entitlement. I don't think they're arrogant. They're more like
Arrogant also.
ignorant and entitlement.
It's all in one.
Hey, but they call us the entitled generation also.
It's called projecting.
I mean, every generation would call the following generation an entitled one.
Gen Z not
That's
so.
just
Actually, I
what
quite
think,
pity Gen Z, but that's another day. Yeah.
But yeah, they had the best roll of the dice. If you think about, and if you could choose to be a person, right, in all of history, you would pick a boomer because at least from a money perspective, they were quite lucky, right? You could just...
Before you decided on this podcast topic, I was so curious because I think, I forgot who I was speaking to regarding this whole generation thing. And this is a bit of a tangent, right? But I had this... it was my friend Alex in Australia. And he was like, wow, our parents were built different. And I'm like, I think I disagree on this. I feel like we are built different. Like, I never heard of a baby boomer having 2 jobs, if you ask me. Or working until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Rare lah.
Rare lah.
Bro,
I think
rare,
it's
bro.
rare.
Rare. You shoot an arrow, right? The arrow is going to keep going straight, bro.
Like, where are they going to do their second job, right?
Nowhere. Because
After they-
everything closed already.
Everything's close.
Yeah.
Usually, they will do a second job for children's education. I feel that's what they'll
Teaching
do.
lah.
No, like I have an auntie. She was a lecturer at I think she graduated from UM, but she worked in I think one of the palm oil department or something like that, agriculture department in Malaysia.
Wow.
So the salary is stable, right? But she couldn't because both the kids one wanted to go Canada doctor and the other one wanted to be engineer Melbourne. So she actually alongside the husband who was in the airline industry. So they opened a night restaurant to make ends meet to save up however millions.
Okay.
Actually, I was thinking more like the wives will work 2 jobs, whereas the man
Main.
only work 1 job.
Potentially, yeah.
Because the wives sometimes, right, our mothers, they have this like packaging job, or leaflets or those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They'll bring back to do.
Extra cash on the side
husband's
happening.
not lah.
So I think in those scenarios, yes, but it is true. The reason I think they don't have a second job because they don't need to.
They
Their
don't
first
need
job.
to.
Most don't need to. So
Yeah.
I spoke to my friend and then I couldn't give up this argument, right? I just like, no, it's impossible. I think we got it a lot harder. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, which one do you think had it easier. So ChatGPT obviously is freaking diplomatic.
Yeah.
Gives me the whole like, oh, you know, it's very difficult to choose because it's very. Then I say if a gun was pointed to your head and you had to choose one, right? Based on difficulty level, which one you choose? Straight away, you went boomer.
Actually, my dad
Didn't
also,
even hesitate, bro.
Yeah.
my dad also said that our generation is tougher.
Oh, then your dad is a smart one.
Yeah, I mean that day my friend was actually my friend was having a debate with the girlfriend on housing because she wants to own, but then did the math, it's kind of bad. Then I was having like a mini argument. It's not really argument lah, more like like a discussion about getting a place. And then the area that I want, the monthly installment will be 7.5K. Okay.
Jesus.
But that same area I can rent for 3.
Oh, that's half.
So I'm like, why not you just rent? And roughly like the math works out to be like 6,660 something K upfront, reno plus all the other stuff, right? So my mom said, no, but you need a house. Well, then I say, okay, look, mom, like when dad got the house and all that, he was paying peanuts, right? Essentially. So anyways, so then this other friend suddenly like he shared with me a meme. So the timing was really good. Like how boomers are dancing when they bought a house for a goat, you know. So I actually went back and did the math for my dad's place, right? And the monthly installment they paid, roughly about 500 ringgit in $1993, which is 1,007 today. If you inflation adjusted, and if you convert to US dollars, that's exactly how much you will pay for a goat today. A goat is like $300 to $400.
Brilliant.
And literally every day they're paying a goat. And I always share this
Every
story.
month they pay a goat.
Every month you pay a goat, right? I always share this story because at one point, if I'm not mistaken, our electricity bill, my dad's place, was higher than the installment.
No.
Wow.
There was one of those times when we used the aircon a lot.
Like
and
first gen aircon.
something like that.
Not
Like,
eco-friendly.
or like my mom forgot to turn it off or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the electricity bill higher. So the point I'm trying to make is like, where are you going to find that? Right? I've shared this on my very first podcast as well.
Yeah.
I think one thing that people need to look at is house value to income ratio.
Yeah.
So usually in Malaysia it's about 10 today, meaning anyways, whatever your income annual is
Annual
multiply,
income.
right? So that's why the typical person earn maybe 4, 5K, 6K. So you multiply the typical median house value is 600,000 or whatever
Yeah,
it is, right?
I keep on seeing like all these articles
Yeah.
or this news outlets saying,
Yeah.
why are people buying houses?
Yeah, but
that's,
my uncle got a house in PGA for 4 times, 3.5 to 4. His salary compared.
And when was this again?
This is in the early 90s.
90s.
Early 90s,
Yeah.
maybe late 80s.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but let's call it early 90s. The value has like grown. I don't know.
And this
like
is just
15, 24.
And this is just the housing market, right?
This is
not
housing
even
market.
compared.
No,
to
but this
cost
is
of
the most
living.
important one because that's the largest component of your cost of
Correct,
living.
correct. You know, it's like everybody saying it's like, why are people settling down lesser, getting children lesser, not buying houses? Bro, just slash the housing prices by half and all this problem will be solved. You
Yeah.
know?
Ihan won't be happy.
I don't know. I've always thought that they should come up with a plan where like a randomized group of boomers, maybe 20-30% of them can only sell to millennials for the same like housing
Equivalent.
income ratio that they bought it for.
Wow, that one.
It's like randomized.
That one, I tell you, cannot one, bro. They are like, you know, the meme like, unfair. That cannot, bro.
So
cannot.
actually, okay, I understand that. But then the second annoying part is that they attack people for renting. That doesn't make sense to me.
They attack on multiple fronts, to be fair. They find multiple
you
ways
get it,
to...
You get it easier already, and then now when someone's coming out with a solution like, hey, maybe I shouldn't.
I think because for them owning something is very emotional to them.
True.
Coming from their gen, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can afford to be that when it's cheap, lah. You know.
Yeah.
But they
I
still
suppose.
are like that. That's the thing. I think it's
Actually, that's true.
They still prioritize the material,
That's true.
material possession.
I have a distant relative. He knows about this and he knows about housing market. He works pretty high up in the bank. So when his son graduated, he just dropped 1.5 million for the son cash for the house.
Wow.
And it's only a terrace. Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Just drop like that. Because he knows that, you know, and that child of his around my age or so, he's a Oxbridge grad, you know.
Wow.
So he's highly, highly qualified. And even him, the dad felt like, you know what, I can't be letting my son
Go through this.
going through this. Like, I need to give him a head start. So just drop 1.5. Then I look at my dad.
Wow.
And my mom, sorry, my mom.
Yeah. Then again, not everyone has the capacity to,
Exactly.
to provide such a thing.
Exactly. I also want that kind of dad, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair, my dad offered that. I'm like, no. Just
How your dad offer?
if my dad offered that, I would say no.
Is it?
So recently I'm
Give me the
watching
money,
this K drama show, right? Called Love Hate Neighbor.
Okay.
And the story goes where this parent send their work hard. The parent run a tteokbokki shop.
Okay.
So they work hard to send the daughter to study.
It's Cantonese or Korean?
Korean.
Correct.
Tteokbokki.
Okay.
Go to US to study, and after that she quit a job, and then she came back to Korea, and then she decided like, I want to find myself, I want to find my calling. What is it that I want to do? And then she also had like stomach cancer or whatever, but nobody knows, right? So anyway, so she decided like, okay, I'm gonna learn cooking. I think cooking is my calling. I find it very happy when I cook food and then people enjoy it. And then the parents were they were objecting it a lot, and then they were saying that you're not gonna have a good life doing this. Look at me. I run a tteokbokki shop. And I was like, brother, you are staying in the heart of Seoul with a landed property that looks like a bungalow, and you run the tteokbokki shop that can allow you to raise 2 kids and send them to US to study. And you're saying that
It's not
That's
good.
how
it's not a good
Yeah.
life. I think they didn't know that. They might not know that they are the wealthiest generation now, and what they had was actually, they're playing on
prime.
It's prime.
It's
I don't
prime.
think a lot of boomers know that.
But it's hard to appreciate what you have, generally speaking, as a human being. Because I think the moment you get it, you feel like you deserved it and you want more. It's kind of like whole Christian like thing where it's like you already have it, but it's hard to find gratitude.
Yeah, it's like fish in water. Right?
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
So to them, it's kind of like it's already a given.
yeah.
So when they see others have a little thing that's a bit easier, they just see so easy for you. You can just
Yeah,
call.
that's what they always say.
Yeah, but
I-
they just
I actually never see boomers, saying that they're I'm very gratitude that I had this,
so difficult.
It's always like I want more.
If I ever heard it right, I feel like I don't know. I can't even imagine. Like Lucy, you were saying how before the podcast, right? If you're listening to this podcast, we were talking about Lucy, the guest, right? And
The
it's so
hand sign,
it's so rare to find a humble person in that generation.
Yeah.
It's so rare. It's so rare for them to actually put their arm around your shoulder and be like, "You got it tough, but let me help you out. Let me bestow upon you some wisdom or some stories, so that at least what I've learned, you don't need to repeat." No, man. To them, right? Every opportunity, every moment. Can lecture means I lecture. Can bestow wisdom in a very opposing way, I choose that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't feel that, they just need to feel it, bro.
But I've been feeling, just observing boomers over the last, say, across 10 years, work from the time, the observation spans from the time I
Start working,
graduated.
yeah.
I started working, right? What I realized is that they were probably in their peak of their boomerism when we started working, maybe like 10 years ago, to where they are at right now. I think they slowly letting go a lot of their major responsibilities on average. And I think they are becoming slightly more
Toned down.
grounded.
Oh, is it?
That's just my observation.
Maybe they got time to reflect. Maybe.
Possibly. Yeah.
It's called death.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's called death. Death is coming. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck. This whole time I've been humble bragging my whole life. I
Yeah.
better fucking calm down before Satan comes and fucks me up.
Yeah, and to your point, they also don't realize. I think everyone here has boomer parents, and so how much the emphasis on getting a degree and all that, right? They don't realize how easy it was once you had a degree in their time. If you had a degree, they always use the word, it's a passport, it's a whatever, right? And then you can just leapfrog.
Which is not wrong in their
Yeah,
In
time.
that era, yeah. But the thing is now it's just so diluted.
I feel like having a degree now is useless also. Just like I'd rather hire a guy that's like the guy really willing to do the shit rather than the guy that has a degree and like not willing to do because he feels like he's entitled for the job.
Yeah, I know this is like politics, but you see how many educated people didn't vote for Trump.
How many educated people
Like the one
didn't vote for Trump? Voted for
group,
Kamala.
the group that did not vote for Trump, like a standout group, are the educated.
Oh, is it?
And the uneducated actually voted for
Trump.
Yeah, big Trump.
Oh shit! I actually I don't know whether Andrew's girlfriend is listening to this, but like his ex also voted for Kamala. And I always thought like Andrew's ex.
Oh.
And I always thought she was such a smart girl, law grad, New York State,
Oh.
And then she's like, what, Trump dumb and
There's
all that. I'm like,
a
wow.
term for people like that called IYI.
Please.
It's called intellectual yet idiot. If you're on Twitter, you know this word, right? IYI. They're smart, right? They sound so eloquent of that. And you saw the number of people predicting that, it's gonna win, Trump's gonna lose. Come on, but like, what does Trump know and all that? But you see,
I know we're diverting from the podcast on boomers, right? But like
Trump is a boomer, right?
But like it's quite true lah. But it was quite mad, right? When he went on the Joe Rogan Experience, right? And then the internet just fucking exploded lah, bro. I tell you, YouTube was censoring his video,
And he still hit almost 50 plus mil.
Fucker, YouTube censor your video,
You win.
Yeah.
They didn't censor lah. They made it hard to search.
Shadow ban lah.
They shadow ban lah.
No,
Yeah, correct.
so my suspect is perhaps a lot of the people who were against Trump flagged the video. So when you flag the video, obviously it's countering the fact that a lot of people are watching it. So maybe that was the case, but it's crazy.
But
like,
Trump is a good example, I think, of how a boomer, a rich, successful boomer should behave. Okay, you can be like pretty
crap about a
cocky
pussy.
about, right? You can be like pretty cocky and all that. But if you look at his team, right, most of them are younger. His podcast strategy was apparently from his son.
yeah, Baron.
His VP is I think
Vance.
it's a Gen Xer or like a early Gen Y.
Vance is fucking
JD
spectacular.
Vance,
some more.
right?
Yeah.
He Mas is a Gen X guy.
Yeah. Multiple fronts.
Yeah. But if you look at the other side,
Kamala
this
is the
really
worst example of a
Bo
boomer.
Jiden,
I was also listening.
But he's an MVP, I think.
Look, bro, but I think to your point, right? Remember his first term as president?
Uh-huh.
He didn't have this.
Yeah, he picked boomers.
Yeah,
Mike
correct.
Pence, Pompeo, and all
Correct.
that,
Yeah.
that group.
So, like, the point I was saying earlier, like over the past 10 years, they themselves have
True,
changed quite a bit.
Mm.
I don't know if it's applicable to Trump or maybe he did it to win, but I think it's quite true, like quite evident lah.
So based on the podcast that he had with Joe at that time, when I was listening to it, he was saying how he made a lot of wrong decisions when he appointed people that he worked with. So I
John
think,
Bolton.
so his second term, he was like, no, I think this time the strategy is to not have people that are lesser than me, but have people that are more than me. So if you look at the Democrats, right, this is also me just listening to the podcast today lah. So right, but the strategy of the Democrats were to hire someone so that they can make Kamala shine. So they always choose people that are lesser, which is very boomer. They want to shine, right? So they usually get someone that's not so shine, so they can shine.
shine, yeah.
But Trump is like, hey, I think cannot lah. Better have people that are different mindset and better.
Someone gave a chart showing the Democrats that since Obama onwards, everyone that was picked is dumber than the previous. So you got Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala, and then Waltz, who's a nut job. It's so bad.
But it started with Obama apparently because Obama chose Joe Biden because he wanted to shine more in the election compared to Joe.
Oh yeah?
In a way. Yeah, you think about it, like Joe, what's so special is Sleepy Joe, bro. That was his
What's
branding.
so special?
Yeah.
He won Trump the
previous,
election.
yeah.
He won it. Obviously, he was now the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly in the transition speech, he was like, guys, you don't have to love your country. Only when you win, Suddenly he can speak fluent and all that, well, bro. And then his wife, Jill. You know what she wore to vote? A full MAGA red suit, bro.
For real?
It's MAGA. Jill Biden. She wore not just red, no, MAGA red, no.
For real?
Yes, she wore to go inside and to vote.
Can you
How
just
did-
search
how
that
did
Jill
I miss
Biden
this?
vote?
Bro, I the day itself, it's just my whole day is this.
Yeah.
That's all I was
Yeah.
doing.
On
Bro,
X.
serious. I genuinely think he tried to he wanted Trump to win. But all the memes are right. We did it, Joe.
Search Jill Biden.
How can someone be so happy when that Trump won? Look at how happy he is.
Wow.
He's
But then
demeanor
again, also so I'm not very well versed with politics as well. It's something about like how Kamala didn't really go through the preliminaries, didn't really do it the right way. And because of that, he felt like also injustice lah, right? So he just wanted revenge lah, which is quite boomer.
But anyways, back to boomer problems lah, right? I think so. We talked about the housing thing. We talked about the degree thing, the cocky thing. I think they're very, very
Margaret
Yes.
as
way.
fuck.
Margaret, you know.
Margaret. Listeners of the podcast, please watch the video.
It's
lah.
not just red,
She
man.
is neon
At least,
red. lah,
at
bro.
least, Brad wear like maroon or something, you know,
Yeah.
or magenta, you know, too.
The RGB is on point, bro.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I think one is that they're pretty ignorant about health.
Wow, bro.
I'm sure you guys have stuff to say about this. Man.
Bro, I don't even know how. So I live in a household where there is 50% you better watch what you eat and 50% fuck it. Okay? So
Dad and mom lah.
so for one person, once in a while is once a year. For the other one, once in a while is 3 times a week. Very polarizing. So as a kid, I think Vic would know this the best. I was a fat fuck. Okay, 65 kg at 12 years old. Bro, I was ready to be a sumo lah, that one at that age. Fuck, man. But that's because, right, it's an Asian household where they always like, oh, have you eaten that type of thing? But then blame you why you fat. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I hate that.
I'm living in a constant hell, that one, okay? Okay. And then I think it's because of my dad saying no and my mom saying go for it. You always go for it because you always want that payoff.
And it's food.
And it's food, it's easy. It's like fuck it, ice cream. It's buffet, it's whatever. Bro, one time 9 years old, Andrew can attest to this shit lah, right? Went for Shangri-La buffet. I was saying, wow, Drew, I'm damn full lah.
You couldn't walk, right?
Bro, on my 3rd plate, I was full, you know.
Yeah.
Then Andrew was like, serious yeah. I had 9 plates that day, bro. What was full at the 3rd plate, bro? Fuck it. 3rd plate was appetizer, mate.
Yeah.
9 plates after that, dessert. My goodness. But I think till today, my dad is still damn healthy. In fact, he's still the forefront of like understanding what is good for you, what is bad for you. He was the person I knew who was reading Reader's Digest. Do you all remember that shit?
Yep.
Reader's
Toilet. You read that in the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Reader's Digest. My dad had a whole collection. He transitioned from butter is good for you to margarine is good for you, then butter is good for you again. And I was like, Dad, can you make up your mind? And he like opened my mind to this shit lah. He's like, so if the doctor tell you one thing, you listen to it forever lah. Wow, changed my mind. So my dad is the person that
He
has
can change lah. Basically, it's adaptable. lah.
Yeah, and he's the one.
Health-wise.
Yeah, he's the one that instilled it into me that you need to have discipline in your life. So that's why you can see by now, right? I'm like a very like I need to follow
Routine.
this routine. I need to eat a certain thing. Once I'm in that zone, right? I'm in that zone for a long time already until I kind of like okay, maybe it's not working that move.
You know,
But my mom is different.
There's a pattern with boomer dads though. Like a couple of my friends, including my dad, right? Because they are retired for quite some time, their hobby is actually trying to find what are some things that would, kill you.
Sorry, this is just a very this is
It's
a
like-
Biking or
It's like their hobby is always like okay,
extreme, is it?
extreme. Like it's all about like trying to protect myself from not dying. And then every little thing, their hobby is going to find like those Sifu sensei.
Oh,
acupuncture.
Fear lah. It's fear lah.
Yeah, it's a hobby already. It becomes a hobby where every week they are just devoted into like. That's why they always send a lot of messages that says stop, beware, be careful.
The WhatsApp University
Any single thing can kill you.
Yeah. Forwarded many times.
Yeah.
I just had a bloody debate on freaking Coke Zero. So
With who?
Mom,
Oh.
it's bad for you, but there's no sugar. But it's still bad. It's still carbonated.
How?
But it's carbon dioxide and
What liquid lah, I guess. But I mean, to be fair, chemicals.
But in their defense, right? What I realized is that they grew up in a generation where they did not have any processed food, be it like liquid or solid food. Bro, they didn't have much.
Spam and shit, dude. My family mad
Maggi.
processed
Hang on,
war.
like they had all that sweets that we sort of grew up with.
Haw flakes and white rabbit.
This sort of things, right? And then like the keropok and all these kind of things, it used to be sourced out from a lot more like real ingredients.
Oh, you're
right.
saying now it's more
Now it's just
chemical.
it's just a heck load of I need to ramp up my production. How do we do that? Blah 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 and things like that, right? And they were also in that golden generation where they started having more of these items were introduced into the market. So as they started having more wealth and accessibility to buy these things, it was not all this like say calorie counting or like the importance of health, was not emphasized enough. Maybe just that stupid pyramid, the food pyramid was shown to them. So I think like I could defend them from that perspective because they are potentially only learning about like processed food or being healthy only in the last 10 years. And
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
then, only they put in the effort, like your dad, lah, for
Oh,
example.
but my dad has been like that since.
Yeah.
I can remember the story as to why my dad's like that. So I asked him like, why are you so health conscious? I remember I was like 12 or some shit like that. I asked him like, why is health so important? You're gonna die anyway, right? Typical fat person answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? He's like, problem is not if you die. If you die, you're lucky.
Die
The
painful
problem,
death.
the problem is if you're still alive. And then people have to wipe your ass. I'm like, oh, shit, that's real, bro. If I might get stroke, then everyone has to wipe my ass every day. We fuck. Then I'm like, okay, I better be healthy, fuck it. Started losing weight at 13 years old.
Oh, fun fact of that. Do you know that you can actually sign with your lawyer and a witness an advance medical directive, I think, where basically if you ever fall into a vegetative state, the doctor must put you to death. That means
Is it legal in Malaysia?
I actually don't know, but I've heard of it, and because a lot of family members want to keep you alive.
Out sentiment and shit.
Yeah, but then it's like it's suffering for the guy, and you can't speak.
Suffering for the whole family as well. Like, technically, you gotta like go to the hospital, take care.
Yeah, but it's worse for the fella.
Yeah.
Because he can't speak anymore, right? He just
And nobody wants to like say, okay, let's put him to sleep.
yeah. So he actually signed it that nobody can circumvent it. So by law, he must be put to death. Or it needs to be stopped. Tubes are. Get rid. Anyways, okay. But I think the point I want to bring up about health also is how they, what's the word? They don't pursue enough. I guess maybe your dad's a bit different, but they
That's
just take
crazy.
one information and then that's it. They just run with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's pretty much like an unofficial doctor, man. He knows so much.
Yeah.
But do you think it's true though? Because sometimes they can like WhatsApp university and sometimes it's really true. Like my dad has been intermittent fasting. He's like, John, just fast.
No, my dad just visits too many Sifu sensei doctors over time, and he does a lot of reading himself as well.
I see.
On
I
the
see.
medical stuff.
I think I appreciate the effort lah. You know, like when there are people who are like that, but I have to say lah, the percent breakdown is minimal lah. I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
people who are healthy, right, are like, I can give it the best 20% lah at that age.
At best.
At best,
At
lah.
best,
I'm
yeah.
being really generous here, but the rest of them are like still at the forefront of like tamba monies.
I think a lot of it is also they have so much money and they want to like enjoy themselves.
Have you seen a Ramadan bazaar, bro?
I've been to it, yeah.
That's fucking mad shit, bro.
Bro, I think Ramadan Bazaar should be haram.
Wow.
Period. It's not good even for the Muslims. They should not break fast from the food.
With shit like that, bro.
But I mean, I don't know if you all know, like on average, people actually gain weight after Ramadan.
Bro, who wouldn't, bro? Have you seen those drinks?
No, but I'm saying it's like the opposite.
It's the opposite of yeah. Dude, have you seen those like those drinks? The drinks is the killer, bro.
Yeah.
The syrup bandung.
Bro, the syrup bandung can glow in the dark, bro.
Yes. Yes.
It can glow in the dark,
That's
bro.
one you know. Lah.
And then they put like, I don't know whether the recent one, have you guys seen where like they drop a whole chunk of ice cream in there?
Yeah.
Well, that's the
yeah.
old one already. The new one is like they whip something into like this very thick liquid.
Mhm.
And then after that, they'll put cheese on
Cheese,
top.
yes.
Cheese
On the
Cheese and
drink?
Yes.
condensed milk.
Yeah. Oh, after they finish with the drink, they put a scoop of ice cream and they put cheese on the
Yeah.
ice cream.
Cheese on the ice cream.
Yeah,
ah.
Yeah, and it's gonna
They grate the cheese, bro, on it.
Like parmesan.
That's fucking cool, right?
No, it's not.
Bro, who would have thought that shit, man? But it's hardcore, lah. I feel.
But yeah, all the
Yeah.
air balang is crazy. Yeah.
I
It's
cannot.
so
I don't
sweet.
know, man. But I agree. I think it should be haram. But I think a lot of things should be haram too, lah. That shit bad, bro. And I think it's kind of like when the younger generation tries to be healthy, right? I don't know whether it's just me, lah, but it's quite a Malaysian thing also, lah. Overall, do you feel like people judge you when you're trying to make a healthier decision for your
100%.
life?
Yeah. But then they charge you if you don't. So it's like, what?
Bro, I don't know. Very painful. I work with them and then I live with them and I interact with a lot of boomers on a daily basis, man. It's quite difficult, man. The judging is quite hard, man. Like, why you have kai fan every day? I'm like, because it's only 660 and 60 grams of protein.
But I don't think they're judging. So one thing about boomers I thought of is that they don't hold grudges and they're not very intentional at
Oh, do you
what.
think they just say it?
Yeah, they're not very intentional at what they're trying to say. Like, why you eat kai fan every day? It's more like, I got nothing to say to you.
Simple,
It's a simple thing
thought
for them.
process.
What do you
yeah.
think, MJ? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think they just say it for the sake of saying it?
Yeah, I think most people don't think what they say. But I mean, they just say like, just rely purely on I don't know.
No, but I think our generation, right? Like, if we want to make a statement, like we are intentional with
We
it.
psychoanalyze and
Yeah,
like
and
go
then-
in and out. Yeah.
But
and all
for
that.
for boomers, it's more like making conversation. Hey, you eating rice? You know those kind of stuff. Hey,
Oh,
going out where you're out. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like boomers. One thing good about boomers is that they don't actually hold grudges. They may say like,
true. Yeah.
you know, I hate you. I think you're stupid and stuff like that. But then after that, they
But they
hang
don't
out with
mean it
you.
lah,
They
yeah.
don't mean it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
Yeah. Whereas like
I think I can somewhat agree.
It's a simple statement.
Yeah, but if it's a Gen Y, right, all of us say, "Oh, I think
Yeah.
you are doing this or not good," and then we will keep it to our heart. You know?
Yeah.
So
Fair.
I think
Wow,
boomer is
that's quite like a revelation for me actually. Maybe they actually don't really think what they say.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They don't think what they say.
They don't really think.
Yeah.
I think
Fuck.
it is us who are so mindful.
I think
of
reflection
our-
is not a skill that they have
Oh yeah,
in abundance.
Yeah, they don't really reflect, huh?
yeah.
They probably didn't need to growing up lah.
Yo, like what is that, right?
Like my mom studied up until like Form 3 only. So the words like, how do I translate things like personal development, self-reflection? I can't, you know.
Yeah.
So they are quite innocent like, in a way.
Yeah.
They don't have like all this kind of thoughts of, what does words mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't even know if these things exist in the dictionary for them to be taught
Yeah.
when they were growing up to begin with.
Do you think it's because the internet kind of like opened our minds to this shit, right? But then their world of the internet is like their own bubble. So technically boomer only connect with boomer.
It is not gonna lie. At one point I was like, what is gaslighting? And why are there so many terms that describe how, you know?
I didn't even
So many things.
Yeah, but I know the feeling of gaslighting since I was a kid.
Ah.
So when the word came into existence, I'm like,
Yeah,
inilah
you found
hidupan
it.
saya.
Yeah.
That is my life. I guess I've been gaslit my whole life. That's why I feel like my most commonly used word is the word sorry.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
Bro, in this context, right? So I read this somewhere on X lah. I don't know if how true this information is. It's like, you know how we all know boomers as a very single dimensional people. You know, like there's no, they don't take in any mental health stuff into consideration. They are just, you know, the road is straight, you just keep going straight, right? And this is quite true. So like over the past 20 years, like all the psycho doctors have come up with like 900 odd
Mental disease.
diseases or however you want to categorize. So that's why like these days, right, everything you do, people can sort of analyze
Yeah.
and they will categorize you as A, B, C, D, and you got this and that and all that bullshit, right?
You have like whatever body dysmorphia.
Yeah, correct,
you
and
have,
all this kind of nonsense,
uh,
right? So for them, I don't think they are within
They don't even know such.
correct.
You can such descriptions.
That means the hardware cannot update software anymore, lah. Basically.
Yeah,
That's why their advisors is always like, why you sad? Just be happy.
yeah.
Speaking of software, I think another thing about boomers that they still cannot convert to PDF.
Bro, I just went through that today, bro.
Bro,
Harsh realities.
you think that? Okay, let me tell you guys this one. I feel this is a big boss
Big boss.
teaching them how to generate invoice using invoice template. Where to put the bank account?
No, on the contrary, maybe because I've been working from home for quite some time. Right? I actually make it somewhat of a mission for me to teach my parents to be equipped with technology.
So for me,
Cannot,
I will teach step by step. I will film. I will record. Screen record. And then you still cannot.
Yeah.
How to
Screen record doesn't work.
I forgot my password. How?
What is password? Or which password is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I successfully taught my mom to learn how to use phone to a point that now she can content create her auntie photos and post it. Yeah.
I don't know how mind blowing this is going to be, right? So during COVID, I spent a lot of time with my parents, right? Obviously, because we were all confined. And one thing I realized, they don't understand a lot of the concepts of mobile laptop because for them, everything is what they see is what they know. Like, for example, do your parents know what a cloud services is or a cloud
My
storage?
Now
is?
yeah lah.
my dad knows because he's an iPhone user.
Sure.
My mom doesn't because
Yeah.
she's Android.
Yeah. So like the whole concept of like trying to back up and then restore all these sort of things, right? It is extremely unknown to them because they cannot see it, and they didn't have the transition phase of being able to learn. Like, oh, now
It was
from
fast,
physical
man.
servers, and then everything moves so quick.
It was fast. Yeah.
My dad understands because he knows English. But how do I translate this to my mom who doesn't really know how to read English? Now we use one services.
One services.
Don't know if there's, I'm sure there's a
I don't know what's the
What is
Mandarin
cloud
equivalent
in Mandarin?
Yun.
Yeah, that's
Kamala Harris explained what cloud services were.
Oh, is it?
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
What
Maybe
is
you should play that shit, bro.
Kamala Harris Cloud Services.
Oh my lord.
Was it bad?
I don't know. I didn't follow.
To be fair, both my parents are quite well versed. It's just that the PDF part, I'm like,
I think your mom will be well versed lah.
I think
depends.
if you work, right, if they have to get something done, then I think it's easier. Like my dad understood cloud very easily because my phone no more space. How?
they have to go somewhere.
Then straight away that I just use the cloud lah. I mean I pay 90 ringgit for more space. Yeah. Where's the space? It's like with
Singapore.
Apple lah, or whoever lah, right? Oh. Then now because with the data center boom, now they understand it more now because it's like more brick and mortar.
Yeah.
A
It's like,
physical.
so this is where they store the data
Yeah.
in Johor. Yeah.
Last time not in Malaysia, one.
Yeah.
Now it's in Johor. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, play this. Yeah, no audio, bro.
Necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place.
Oh my god lah.
So
Is she a boomer?
she is lah.
She's 60. Yeah.
Oh shit. Prime boomer age. Prime.
So this week I thought because my dad my parents just came back from China and they are like, picking their photos and trying to create content to share among their friends, right? Then I said, because they are dealing with space issue as well, then I said, okay, let me teach you how to start your YouTube channel so that you can unlist your videos over there. So I taught my dad how to put together photos in CapCut.
Collage.
And then it's a photo gallery. And then after that, you put it into your YouTube. So because his understanding, even though he speaks perfect English, right? He always understand everything as download. Export is download.
Yes, yeah.
Upload is
true, true.
download.
Download, yeah.
Download is download. Transfer is download. You put things into USB is download. Everything is download. So at first,
true.
the first time, right, he was so well, he could do everything follow. Then I said, okay, let me write down. I said, no, you don't need to write down. Just do it. Muscle memory will help you out. And then as he do 5 times, right, I can see his understanding slowly decaying.
Wait. What? How does it decay after you do it 5 times, bro?
Like after he exported, then he don't understand the terminologies. He see it's exporting. Oh, so what now? What do you want to do now? I want to put in YouTube. I want to download to YouTube. Okay, never mind. I get it. What you guys are trying to say. So where do you have to put into YouTube? I don't want to say upload and all this kind of stuff. I said, I go YouTube. I go YouTube. Then how? You did it 5 times already. The button plus. Okay, then what do I do? Wait, you did so well in your first time. Why is it so bad now?
You know why they keep abusing the word download? Because when internet started, you could not put
Upload.
anything into the internet.
You can't
Unless
upload.
unless you knew like development, like coding and stuff. You could only like receive
Vic is so
information.
kind, bro. Every time I talk about boomer, he's damn kind, He's so fucking kind, this guy. This guy is like, no lah. They got vibes, one. No!
We vibe differently, bro. That's it.
I cannot, man. Wow, fuck, man. I stress, we.
I think one thing about boomers that I find it tough is that I can't have a 2-way communication with them.
Cannot.
It's so tough.
Hey, but I know some boomers that are actually really good. They
Maybe, right? My theory is, and I sound quite fucked up for saying this. Something bad has to happen to them for them to be humbled to be like that, lah.
yeah.
Honestly speaking, lah, I got a feeling, lah, because when you meet boomers, right, they are humble, right? Chances are something really, really like fucked up happened to them. Then they are like, yeah, actually life can be cruel.
True.
Also. Then only they are very polite one. They're very
I
humble.
understand what you mean by arrogance.
Yeah, because life hasn't humbled them hard enough yet, lah. You need to be so humble until you're like, wow, I tell you.
Or they passed the phase where they're humble, now they are bragging about it, you know? It's like,
They haven't been hit to that point, because not to say that our life damn fucking difficult lah. We're in an air conditioned room, compared to a lot of people around the world. But at least we have that understanding that, you know what, actually, although life deals us a lot of shit, it's not that bad. But that one is different. That one is like, I deserve this because I am this. And I deserve nothing less. You should feel the same, but you are lucky because you have more than me. And you're like,
yeah, you're right.
you're like, Diulei. You know what the fuck you're saying? But I don't want to say anything because I don't want to argue because it's too tiring. So I just shut the fuck up.
Actually, you're right. That sounds like those comments that you see on the internet.
Yeah. You see lah, in this video, if they make it this far, the comment section will be like this. They're like, you young people don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Diulei.
like Robert.
Robert?
Yeah. So I feel that when life really hits them damn hard, and I think, not to say our life has been hit very hard, but I think we've seen, because it's so easily for us, it's so easy to see, For us, you see a lot, For them, they need to experience it. They see video, they're like, hi, computer. But for us, we're like, wow, bro, that guy in China tried to commit suicide, but they put a net there. The fuck? Guan Jing, the kid, killed herself. What the fuck? But to them, computer. Bro.
That's why I like
Confirm computer, bro.
That's why I like the generation above. I feel like
Gen
that's
X,
what-
right?
No.
Oh.
Not above us, above them.
Silent.
I think that's what, like, one of the best.
That's why they don't brag, because they've been through war.
Yeah.
They are like, I've seen some fucked up shit.
Shit show.
Yeah, I've seen
Sure.
some fucked up shit.
Colonize.
Yeah.
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 But I got a feeling also, maybe, right, it's like this trickle down system, right, where like the silent generation was so bad, right? They are like, you all really don't know how bad we all had to go through this. You all really had it good.
Yeah.
Then they feel like, oh, we had it good. That means the next one also better, ma. That's how I feel. Recurring patterns.
And they've also gone through their life. Yeah, their purpose is to work hard so that they can send us to go study, have a better life. So that's why now they finish and they say that, oh, you guys are successful. Look at all the technology that's going on right now. Look at the cars that you're driving back then. I can't even afford this kind of stuff. But actually, they can.
They can. But I got a feeling it will end with our generation, at least majority of it. So like, I think when we have kids, right, we will just tell our kids, if we even have kids lah. I got a feeling we are that generation would be like, just enjoy your life. You don't know what's going to happen. I got a feeling we're going to be that type. Even with Gen Z, I think we're quite polite, bro. Honestly speaking, like what we've gotten from the past, right? We don't want to bestow upon them so much.
same
We like
thing,
quite
yeah.
patient, We're like, no, it's okay. Don't worry. We help you. Most of the time, we complain as well, why you like that? Fuck it, like, most of us are more patient compared to the previous to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
when we have kids, if we have kids, I think those kids will be like, why are you all so neutral about so many things?
Except for gay kids.
I think because we had manufactured trauma, right?
Yeah.
It's trauma from other generations rather than actual. I mean, COVID in some ways.
Bro,
is a
we
form,
are the
but
Naruto generation. We want the pain to stop.
in a sense, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want it to continue. Like, what's the point? It's not productive. You're just trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Vic long ago brought up this point that we've become a very like, what is more productive type of society. I think you've mentioned this before. It's like, what's the best result? What's the best yield? What's the best outcome?
Hyper productivity.
Yeah, so we don't want a kid to go through the unnecessary like depression, unnecessary like lecture. You tell you one time, two time, then you know what? How you want to live your life, you live your life. Because you didn't choose to be born. We know how that feels, but we wanted it because out of our love. So, you just enjoy your life lah. Honestly, if I had a kid, my kid's happy, healthy. You want to work at Subway, so go work at Subway lah. But as long as you're happy, man, like you didn't choose to be born. It's quite selfish of me to have a kid with my wife and have you, and then you didn't even get to choose. So I only can do the best to give you what I can. Right? And we know we only can give so much compared to our parents. They're like, I work ah. Then I pay lah. Wow, you very lucky ah. Diulei. Bro, it's so angry, bro. I tell you. Yeah, so that's how I feel. I think it will end with us. Do you feel it will end with us? You got a feeling?
I mean, I'm always very positive in people having kids. I think everybody should have kids. So I don't hope it to end.
I think every generation creates some
new
trauma
problem.
for the next one. I just don't know what are we creating.
What's ours?
I mean, in the US, it's very clear, right? All the woke bullshit. I think that's very, very clear. I think there may be an overcorrection on that productivity boomer thing, right? Because boomers lived in one of the most productive eras. So to them, productivity, making money and all that is king. So you might see an overcorrection of maybe not in Gen Y, maybe you see in like Gen
A.
Z plus Y, maybe. I don't know.
I think
don't
our
know.
generation is using data to kill productivity
Oh.
in the context of being too productive.
Oh.
That you'd have to come up with shit like AI and things like that to come and replace us. Because for all the whatever services or things that were done by humans, now it's called unproductive and it's being replaced by all this automated shit.
Quote and unquote more productive. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think civilization on like as a whole is smart enough or being smart enough at the rate that AI is being pushed into civilization for us to become more productive than that.
You know, I have such mixed feelings about AI also, to be honest. On one hand, right, I'm like, wow, it really helped me a lot. On the other hand, I feel like, why can't I ask you a question like, how many Shining Charizard do I have in my Pokemon Go account? Cannot tell me. You cannot tell me. You cannot even access to my app. You can't open my inbox and see how.
But by the day they can, it's a very different world already.
I don't think it will come, bro. I think there will always be this
Gemini
limit,
is trying to do that.
Is it?
Unless you subscribe to Gemini, it's integrated to all of your files in your drive.
So
in
if
your
I
mail.
were to ask example right, like how many monsters, how many Kulu Yaku have I killed in Monster Hunter now? It would be able to go to my Monster Hunter account,
Potentially.
go in there,
potentially
find
if
out
they have
the number
API
of.
for it,
Is it?
Once they get integrated, then the flow will know everything about
Yeah,
you.
it's
bro.
Jarvis, bro.
You know,
Jarvis.
I just also recently, you know, Apple Intelligence just came out on the iPhone, right? And then it was update and all that shit, right? And then my friend and colleague Justin was showing off like, wait, see Siri glow around the phone, damn pretty. Then I'm like, oh, is it shit, man? Apple Intelligence is here, we.
Have you ever tried the Meta glasses?
No, I've not.
I have.
Is it any good?
It's a bit battery finishes very fast, but the Justin story was, before I forget, you know how on iPhone they will show you taken this day last year.
Yeah, true.
Okay. You go and try, right? Go and say, hey Siri, right? Show me the photo that I took last year on this date.
Don't know.
Bro, Siri go and open a Google search with Bing of a calendar, bro.
Nah, chill, bro. It's coming.
Google shit lah, bro. Don't talk about AI fucking bullshit until it really happens. What the fuck? I don't know lah. It's some
No, it's the trajectory. 3 years ago, if you ask the same AI to do it,
my
can
phone
give you work.
explode, bro.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why NVIDIA GPUs is designed for that. The whole idea of AI is to eliminate all the bad outcomes by just trying every single possible outcome. And so the NVIDIA GPUs gives the computing power to be able to just repeat. Like you say dog, right? Let's say. So then if he sees one with 3, then it's like, oh, 3 eyes, no, wrong. Dog has 2.
Yeah lah, it's elimination
So
until it finds dog.
Yeah, so it's a question of time and power only. It's coming, bro.
Here's the thing. Do you think we need AI if we are boomers?
Oh,
You need to
Absolutely
say-
not.
I think you're gonna
Absolutely
die.
not, right?
I think you're gonna die.
If
It's okay.
no one is requesting you to do work, right? Life is just simple. You go to Bangkok, you drive some motorbikes. You don't need to worry about AI and I want to find my files faster and all this.
The big worry with AI, I know maybe this we should end it soon, but the big worry with AI will be once it's intelligent enough to make military decisions, and you take into account nuclear.
Then I cannot do that.
No,
Dave.
because you know there's this in the 50s there was a paper launched in the US by the former NSA, former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. He said he called he wrote this paper called Controlled Nuclear War. He basically said like, look, what's the point of having nuclear bombs if you don't use it? And he said that if you use it in specific circumstances, it's actually really good. Where it's almost like game theory poker. Like you use it, then everyone thinks that everybody's gonna start using it, but then everybody's like looking at each other and like, wait, but is that big enough for us to use it? Like, let's say if you use it on Iran, let's say, and Iran that cannot retaliate, would China be worried? They'll be pissed that the US use it, but then what would China do? So he was playing around with this
what if
concept.
theories?
That's human beings. So what happens when you get every big nation have artificial intelligence for military capabilities and they are making their own calculation and there is a miscalculation because AI as good as it is will miscalculate because if AI can make decisions on static things, right, like physical objects, to a certain extent human beings as well, but we don't know how it will interact with other large language models or other AIs that have been trained in a different way because it takes time for them to get used to another language. So it's like Ultron and Vision, right, or Jarvis or whatever. Like
Different.
what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So that is a world that is very very uncertain, very very dark. That's why I think Mas say like there's a 10-20% chance that AI will wipe out humanity. Someday,
He was
which is
saying
pretty high.
Yeah. He's like every 100 years there will be a chance that humanity ends or something like that, I think.
It's a famous phrase by I think it was Einstein. I can't remember. Like he said that he doesn't know what weapons will be fought in World War III, but he know in World War IV the weapons will be sticks and stones.
Oh,
Back to basics, sir.
Yeah. So, anyways,
damn.
Nice.
And then we become boomers again.
yeah,
Okay, boomer.
I don't mind, man. Just starting fires,
Yeah.
cooking.
What a simple life.
I want electricity and Wi-Fi lah. I'm just saying. I want aircon lah.
Yeah.
I asked Jen this question. You know, if you could keep 3 things but downgrade everything, what would you keep? She straight say, my phone, my Wi-Fi, my aircon. Then I like, quite solid the
Comfort.
right?
Yeah.
As long as you got Wi-Fi, you got phone, you got aircon, okay, well, life's good. All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, except if you're a fucking boomer lah. Then just fuck off lah.
Hey, but
No, I'm joking, I'm
John
joking.
Mansfield is a boomer, right? He's a
Bro, John Mansfield is a fucking angel, okay?
yeah, but it's a boomer. So
No lah. Is
he's a
he?
boomer, lah. He looks like a boomer.
Oh.
John, can let us know, are you born between 1946 or 1964?
John's an angel. Because John helps with the Patreon. And also John's a good guy. He comes all the way to talk to us about his life. So please, if you have something nice to say, like John, comment below. But if you have nothing, just fuck off. But don't forget to subscribe on the way out.